Hey everybody, Art Burns here. So I talk a lot about how important a sense of connection to others is for you, okay? Not only for your general happiness and your sense of well-being, but in fact, there's a lot of science behind the fact that physiologically this benefits you in the way that it actually integrates parts of your brain together, right? And this promotes a state of homeostasis as opposed to the stress response. So it's actually a very impactful thing on your health, okay? And so I'm going to give you a quick little practice you can do to sort of develop this sense of connection to others. And you can do this every single day, okay? Now, on my podcast, I'm going to go a little deeper into this. So you can check that out at the Mindful Manager podcast. Every Friday, I do what I call Informal Fridays, which is just an informal practice, right? Now, this is separate from like a formal meditation. Now, there's whole formal meditations that will specifically develop a sense of connection to others. And I suggest you look into those. And they're on my podcast. And you can always ask me, email me, or reply to this with a comment. I'll certainly share some of those with you. But here's an informal practice. And that means that you're going to just sort of do something, sort of add something to the stuff that you do every day. Okay. And this one is going to be about something that we all do, which is getting dressed in the morning. Okay. When you go into your closet or your drawer, or your, however you keep your clothes, right? And you're getting dressed in the morning. When you pick out a shirt and a pair of pants and, even your undergarments and your socks and everything, as you're picking these things out to dress for the day, take a look at the label on the shirt, or let's just take the shirt as an example. Take a look at the label on the shirt, and it's always going to tell you where that shirt was made, right? Now, oftentimes, if you're like me and wear a lot of t-shirts, they're going to be made in places like, Vietnam, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, perhaps China. There's a lot of different, sort of countries around the world that where they produce these kind of garments, on a sort of mass scale, and what you want to do then is you want to once you connect with where this shirt came from, okay, the next step is to acknowledge the fact that a person in that country, right? And the only reason why we take a look at the country is because we want to visualize like what this situation is, And it could be somebody in the United States too. If your shirt is made in the U.S. or in Canada or something, that's fine too. It'll still work, okay? It doesn't have to be someone in an underprivileged area, But the idea is that you're going to look at where this shirt came from, right? And in doing that, you're going to then be able to, or the next step to this practice is to consider the person who made this shirt, right, or whatever garment you're talking about. There was a person who was, probably several people, in fact, who were involved with producing this shirt. Okay, they sewed it, they cut the fabric. Their hands were doing something to make this thing that you're about to put on. Okay, and so once you kind of think about that person, you just want to sort of connect to their well-being. You want to just kind of just say to yourself, like, I hope this person was well compensated for what they do, and I hope that they find some level of reward for having made this shirt, and and sort of express a little bit of gratitude for what they've done so that you could have this shirt on your back. Okay, now again, this is just one example of many ways in which you can do this practice. Check out my podcast or hit me up with a comment or a direct message, and I will certainly help you to figure out some other ways you can do this with your food, with your car, with your all kinds of ways in which you can do this. All right, so thank you for listening. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.